Is she flirting or just friendly? Find out now. Welcome to the Psychology and Physical Training channel. Find out now. Is she flirting or just friendly? Alright guys, let's settle one of the most confusing questions ever. Is she flirting with you or is she just being friendly? You've probably been in situations where a girl is super nice and you're left wondering, does she like me or is she just like this with everyone? It's like trying to understand the difference between cilantro and parsley. Confusing AF. Don't worry fam, I got you. Today we're diving deep into the subtle and not so subtle differences between flirting and friendliness. We're gonna break it down CSI style so you can finally crack the code. By the end of this video, you'll be a love detective, Sherlock Holmes, ing your way through any interaction. Get ready to ditch the confusion and gain some serious confidence. By the time we're done, you'll be spotting those flirty signals from a mile away. Let's jump in. Is it really that cold? Okay, let's start by talking about the dreaded friend zone. Don't worry, it's not a black hole you can't escape. Sometimes a girl is just being nice, and that's totally cool. First things first, check out how she treats other people. Is she just as friendly and chatty with everyone else? Does she high-five the mailman and compliment the cashier's earrings? If so, she's probably just a naturally bubbly person. Next, pay attention to the kind of compliments she gives you. Are they super generic, like, "You're so funny" or "You have a nice smile"? Those are nice things to say, but they don't necessarily scream, "I'm totally crushing on you." Also, think about the things she feels comfortable sharing with you. Does she tell you about her crazy family, her embarrassing childhood stories, or her deepest fears? This kind of openness is usually a sign of a strong friendship. Remember, being in the friend zone doesn't mean you can't ever escape. People catch feelings, things change, and friendships can blossom into something more. But starting by recognizing genuine friendliness is key. Decoding the secret language. Now let's talk about flirting, the language of butterflies, awkward smiles, and maybe a little bit of sweat. Hey, we've all been there. Flirting is all about sending signals that say, "Hey, I'm interested in you," more than just a friend. One of the biggest giveaways is playful teasing. Does she make fun of your terrible taste in music or your obsession with that one video game? Teasing is a classic flirting technique. It's a way to create a connection and build some playful banter. Another telltale sign, body language. Does she lean in when you're talking like she's hanging on to your every word? Does she find excuses to touch your arm or shoulder, even if it's just a quick brush? These subtle touches can be a major sign that she's into you. And let's not forget about eye contact. Does she hold your gaze a little longer than usual, like she's trying to send you a message with her eyes? Does she smile when your eyes meet? Eye contact is a powerful thing, my friends, and it speaks volumes. Remember, flirting is all about intention. It's about sending out those "I'm interested" vibes. So, if you're picking up on these cues, chances are, she's trying to tell you something. The window to her soul. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul, and when it comes to flirting, that couldn't be more true. A girl's eyes can tell you a lot about how she's feeling, even if she's trying to play it cool. First of all, pay attention to how long she holds your gaze. Does she lock eyes with you across the room, or does she quickly look away? Holding eye contact for a beat longer than usual is a classic flirting technique. It's a way of saying, "I see you, and I like what I see." And what about when she looks away? Does she glance down at your lips for a split second before meeting your eyes again? This could be a subconscious sign that she's thinking about kissing you. Also, pay attention to her pupils. Yes, you heard that right, her pupils. When someone is attracted to another person, their pupils tend to dilate or get bigger. It's a subtle physiological response that we can't control, so it's a pretty good indicator of attraction. Remember, eye contact is a two-way street. If you're interested in her, don't be afraid to hold her gaze for a few extra seconds and flash her your best smile. Who knows, you might just get a flirty smile back. Chapter 4. It's all in the delivery, how she talks to you. Okay, so we've covered body language and eye contact, but what about the way she actually talks to you? Believe it or not, her words, or rather how she uses them, can be a dead giveaway when it comes to flirting. First, think about how often she initiates conversations with you. Does she go out of her way to talk to you, even if it's just to ask a quick question or make a random comment? If she's always looking for excuses to chat, that's a good sign she enjoys your company. Next, pay attention to her tone of voice. Does her voice get softer or breathier when she's talking to you, like she's letting you in on a secret? Does she laugh at your jokes, even the ones that are only mildly funny? These subtle changes in her tone can indicate that she's trying to create a more intimate atmosphere. And here's a big one. Does she remember things you've told her? Even small details that you wouldn't expect her to recall? If she brings up something you mentioned in passing weeks ago, it means she's actually listening to you and cares about what you have to say. Remember, communication is key in any relationship, but it's especially important when it comes to flirting. So listen closely to what she's saying and how she's saying it. You might just be surprised by what you discover. How she acts around others. Alright, let's talk about a crucial element in deciphering her behavior. How does she act around other people compared to how she acts around you? This is where the real detective work comes in, my friends. First, observe her energy levels. Does she seem more lively and animated when you're around? Does her face light up when you enter the room like you're the sun and she's a sunflower? If her energy seems to spike when you're nearby, it could be a sign that she's excited to see you. Next, pay attention to her nervousness. Now this might sound counterintuitive, but hear me out. Sometimes, when we're around someone we're attracted to, we get a little flustered. Does she fidget with her hair, blush when you compliment her, or stumble over her words when she's trying to make conversation? These could be signs that she's a little nervous around you, in a good way of course. And finally, consider how she tries to impress you. Does she casually mention her accomplishments like she's trying to show off her amazing personality? Does she dress up more when she knows you'll be there, hoping to catch your eye? We all try to put our best foot forward when we're interested in someone. So these subtle attempts to impress you can be a good indicator of her feelings. Decoding her social media. Alright, let's be real. In the age of social media, flirting often starts online. So, let's talk about how to decode her digital behavior and figure out if she's just being friendly or if she's trying to slide into your DMs and your heart. First and foremost, check out her engagement with your posts. Is she always the first one to like your pictures, even if they're just blurry selfies you took at 2 a.m.? Does she leave thoughtful comments on your posts, starting conversations and showing genuine interest in what you have to say? Consistent engagement is a good sign that she's paying attention to you. Next, pay attention to the content she posts. Does she share memes that remind her of you, songs that you mentioned you like, or stories that seem like they're directed at you? If her social media presence seems tailored to your tastes, it could be a sign that she's trying to get your attention. And of course, we can't forget about direct messages. Does she slide into your DMs with inside jokes, random questions, or just casual, "Hey, how are you" messages? Initiating conversations and keeping the chat going is a clear sign that she enjoys talking to you and wants to stay connected. Remember, social media can be a powerful tool for flirting. So if you're picking up on these digital signals, don't be afraid to amp up your own online game. Respond to her stories, engage with her posts, and slide into those DMs. What to do when you're unsure. Okay, so you've analyzed her body language, decoded her social media activity, and listened closely to her every word. But you're still not entirely sure if she's flirting with you or just being friendly. What do? Don't worry, I got you. First and foremost, trust your gut. Sometimes, our intuition knows more than we realize. If something feels different about the way she interacts with you, there's probably a reason for it. If you're feeling brave, be direct but casual. You don't have to propose marriage or anything, but you can try saying something like, "Hey, I've been having a lot of fun talking to you. Are we just friends, or do you see this going somewhere else?" Putting it out there like this can be nerve-wracking, but it's the best way to get a clear answer. If directness isn't your style, try flirting back and see how she responds. Does she seem receptive to your advances, or does she shut them down? Her reaction will speak volumes. And finally, if you're still unsure, give it time. Sometimes the best thing you can do is wait and see how things develop. Continue to be yourself, pay attention to her actions, and the truth will eventually reveal itself. Remember, communication is key in any relationship, whether it's a friendship or something more. So don't be afraid to talk to her, ask questions, and express how you feel. The worst thing that can happen is that she doesn't feel the same way, and that's okay. You can move on, knowing that you put yourself out there. So there you have it. Clear ways to tell if a girl is flirting with you or just being friendly. The key is to look for consistency. One or two signs might not mean much, but if you notice multiple signals lining up, chances are she's into you. What do you think? Have you experienced these signs before? Let me know in the comments below. Share your stories, your struggles, and your triumphs. We're all in this together, fam. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tips and insights. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.